States back over so they could stay in the fight.
Lawmakers from both parties said Admiral Bradley told them Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth did not give the order to, quote, kill them all, as was reported by the Washington Post. The White House has made clear President Trump remains confident in Secretary Hegseth, even as some Democratic lawmakers call for him to resign, especially in light of a new Pentagon Inspector General report. The report found Hegseth did not comply with Defense Department policies when he used his personal cell phone and the messaging app Signal to relay sensitive military information about an operation in Yemen in March to other top administration officials. The report also found Hegseth's actions created a risk to operational security that could have resulted in failed U.S. mission objectives and potential harm to U.S. pilots. Hegseth described the report as a total exoneration, saying no classified information was shared. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
One of the largest streaming sites in the world is about to get even bigger. Netflix says it has agreed to buy Warner Brothers Discovery for $72 billion. Warner Brothers Discovery Global is splitting the company into a pair of publicly traded halves. Netflix will take the Warner section, while the other half, named Discovery Global, will keep CNN and other cable channels. The deal still has to be finalized by the Federal Trade Commission in the U.S. and regulatory reviews in several other countries. In other business news, inflation rose to the highest level in nearly a year and a half. The latest report for the month of September was delayed due to the government shutdown. The Federal Reserve says annual inflation is at 2.8%, a rate that has not been reached since April of 2024. Americans also reined in purchases a bit in September. Spending rose 0.3% from August and was flat when accounting for inflation. This holiday season, nonprofit organizations are working hard across Central Florida, and one of those is the Salvation Army. Today, Trooper Steve had a one-on-one with Osceola and Orange County's area commander. He has only been on the job less than a year, but has some big goals. Tonight, we introduce you to Major Roger Glick, who emphasized the importance of the season.
I think creates this sort of break from what's happening in our culture, what's happening in our world, and people have their own areas of how they feel about this and feel about that. But this isn't that. This is everybody can participate. Yeah. Everybody can go, yeah, I can get behind helping kids. I can get behind helping, seniors, because it's not political. It's not, it's just not anything that's difficult or hard or partisan or, it's fantastic. And the feeling that people get when they do it, I mean, it's incredible. It's just amazing.
You can watch Trooper Steve's entire interview with Major Glick. He talks about his upbringing, how he met his wife, who's also an area commander in Central Florida, and what his goals are as he steps into this critical leadership role. Just head over to clickorlando.com, and you can hit the road with Trooper Steve on patrol weekday mornings at 10, live on the new 6 Plus streaming app for your smart TV or clickorlando.com. And as Trooper Steve and Major Glick said, giving back is crucial this holiday season. The Salvation Army says it is seeing a rise in families asking for help this year. CBS's Evan Moon shows us how the organization is working to meet that demand.
This season of giving arrives as more families find themselves needing a helping hand. The Salvation Army, a fixture of American giving for more than a century, is facing one of its busiest years yet. National Commander Merle Heatwall says calls for assistance are up 25%.
Inflation is up, that food prices are up, and so families are just facing those challenges of how do we try to take care of our family for our basic needs while at the same time have something special at Christmas time.
Tens of millions of families are facing food insecurity, and food banks nationwide are feeling that pinch.
We're already struggling to keep our bills paid, keep roofs over our heads.
Commander Heatwall says there's reason to hope for the holidays.
When there is a higher demand, people are more generous.
One of the biggest drivers of that generosity, the signature red kettles. Last year, the campaign raised $100 million.
It's the iconic thing that people associate with the Salvation Army and the bell ringers out at Christmas time. And so it's just a wonderful reminder of what can happen when people come together to be generous.
And this year, in a nod to the digital age,
not just by cash donations, but also through Google Pay, Apple Pay, PayPal.
The Salvation Army serves 28 million people annually, from food and shelter to toys for kids, alongside other organizations big and small, making a difference this holiday season. Evan Moon, CBS News, New York.
And this holiday season, we are working to make sure 5,000 kids and 1,000 seniors across Central Florida have gifts under the tree. Once again, we have partnered with BFAR Contracting for the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. So far, just over 4,300 gifts have already been returned. But today is the last day for returns, so get them in as soon as possible. Thousands of runners will take to the streets tomorrow to help others. Up next, final preparations are being made ahead of the OUC Half Marathon. Why organizers are confident this year will be a huge success. And there's a new way to catch up on the top stories. We'll have a new take on the day's news on News 6 tonight. That's at 9. You can go in depth as we track the tropics and answer your weather questions with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas at 9:30. Then watch the late news an hour earlier. It's all tonight on News 6 Plus. And you can download our streaming app for free. Just search WKMG in your smart TV's app store. It's also available on Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Shark Coatings.
Right now, thousands of runners are gearing up to hit the streets tomorrow for the big OUC Half Marathon. But organizers are already looking ahead to next year when they will unveil a new athlete division designed specifically for runners with intellectual disabilities. News 6's Angie Casada shows us how this change is set to make history.
Yeah, I'm here outside the Half Marathon Expo at Plaza Live, where this year organizers say is going to mark a major step towards a more inclusive race, all leading up to a big announcement for 2026.
3, 2, 1, go!
Track Shack, the team behind the OUC Half Marathon, says as they prepare for tomorrow's 13.1 miles, they're also running towards a more accessible future. Next year, the race will introduce its first ever intellectual impairments division, launching during the Half Marathon's 50th anniversary.
Today's announcement is about continuing that legacy and making sure the next chapter is ever more inclusive than the last.
Organizers say the move was inspired by athletes who have already broken barriers on the course, including Chris Nickish, the first person with Down syndrome to complete an Ironman, and several other adaptive athletes.
About raising the bar, being able to give it to painting on their own.
It means the world to me, honestly. Just to have this huge community of many different racers with many different, mental, maybe physical disabilities. It means that there's a community for me out there.
The new division will formally debut in 2026, but organizers say this weekend is about celebrating how far the running community has come and where it's going next.
You excited for tomorrow? Yeah, switch sides.
And organizers expect more adaptive athletes than ever on tomorrow's course. You can catch all of that starting early Saturday morning. Reporting in Orlando, I'm Angie Casada, News 6.
All right, so much happening this weekend. We got to check in with meteorologist Jonathan Kagas, who's tracking our forecast that is changing. Also a lot happening with the weather.
No doubt about that. No, for sure, Lisa. We are tracking that cold front. Now, the thing about the front is it's going to stall to our north. So it's going to do a couple of things. It's going to keep us warm this weekend. The cooler air eventually trickles in as we get into next work week. This is also going to act as a pathway for the rain. And right now, it's pretty much going to stall out through the Big Bend, closer to Jacksonville. And that's where the rain is going to fall for the rest of tonight. And for most of tomorrow, other than a few stray sprinkles or downpours trying to sneak in through the day tomorrow, and you see that kind of going across your screen right here. So just doing a little bit of dodging for the most of tomorrow, and you can download the free News 6 weather app and bring up the radar, which we have not had to use in a very long time to kind of track those showers if you have plans outside tomorrow. Here is 5 o'clock, and that's when things try to pick up a little bit. And this is mainly north of us in Ocala, north of us in Palm Coast for some of the steadier stuff until we get into the really latter stages of Saturday. That's about midnight getting into Sunday morning with a few more scattered pockets of rain anyway. Once we get into Sunday in the morning, this is when things really start to increase. This is kind of round number 2 here from Palm Coast back to Ocala into Denell, and that's where the rain is expected to be the heaviest, really northwest of I-4. This is lunchtime on Sunday. So again, another thing to note, if you're hanging out in Melbourne right now and hanging out in Melbourne over the weekend, same with Cocoa Beach at the Cape, Kissimmee, back into Point Siena. I think most of your Sunday, at least the first part of your Sunday, is going to be on the drier side, whereas we have the heaviest rain now through the villages moving into Palm Coast. And then eventually we start to see the rain push its way down the Florida Peninsula. Still, though, it will be on a weakening trend, so I don't think we get a ton of rain south and east of I-4, at least relatively speaking, when compared to what we're seeing northwest of I-4. Now here's a look at your forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Advent Health.
We are back into the lower 80s tomorrow in Titusville. Mims, good evening. We're back to around 80 as well. Oviedo, we're at 81. Groveland, we are also at 81 with rain chances tomorrow at 40%. Really, a lot of us, again, are going to be on the drier side. That front starts to nudge further south a little bit. That keeps our temperatures a little cooler in Ocala. We also have the thick cloud cover and heavy rain at times on Sunday to keep us a little bit cooler than, say, Kissimmee, where we're going to head towards 80. And then for us in Melbourne, we're at 82, maybe even able to jump into the middle 80s in Yeehaw Junction and in Miko Sunday. So a big divide in the temperatures as the sun goes down tonight under a cloudy sky. That's a live look in downtown Orlando with our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam. Air temperatures now in the lower 80s. Still a touch breezy out there out of the west-southwest at about 10 miles an hour. 76 in Palm Coast. Right now we're at 78 in Palm Bay. Tomorrow morning, it's a mild start into the mid to upper 60s across most of Central Florida. And then the changes come on the other side of the front on the other side of the weekend. So 80s tomorrow, back to the mid to upper 70s on Sunday. And then by Monday, we're talking about the temperatures tumbling a little bit behind the front itself, where highs will be held to around 70 and then back to the upper 60s and lower 70s by Tuesday and Wednesday, Lisa.
All right, Jonathan, thank you. One of the largest sporting events in the world is coming to the United States. We're talking about the FIFA World Cup. Still to come, the star-studded event today in Washington, D.C., featuring the president. We'll tell you who Team USA will have to face next summer.
Coming up on Monday, keeping your next Uber or Lyft ride safe.
Yeah, the local police department looking for more help when it comes to ride shares.
Plus, a new roadblock for some Floridians dealing with skyrocketing rent.
We'll see you for News 6 mornings on Monday, starting at 6.
And here is a live look over beautiful downtown Orlando. What a pretty shot out there tonight. You're watching News 6 at 5 on a Friday night. We'll be right back. We are 187 days until the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. The United States is one of 3 host nations, along with Mexico and Canada. Every 4 years, the best players in the world all compete for the trophy. But today, in our nation's capital, the teams were slotted into their groups with the help of world leaders and superstar athletes from the U.S. and Canada. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has the details.
The leaders of Canada, Mexico, and
this is shocking.
The United States picked their own countries at the ceremonial start of the 2026 World Cup draw. The 3 nations are co-hosting next summer's men's tournament, which will feature a record 48 teams, split up into 12 groups for the opening stage.
Brazil.
Drawing the rest of the field were star athletes Tom Brady, Shaquille O'Neal, Wayne Gretzky, and Aaron Judge.
Paraguay.
The USA plays Paraguay first in Los Angeles. Also in their group, Australia, and a European team that will be decided in a qualifier in March. Many coaches and some of the world's best players were in attendance to see who and where they'll be playing in the summer, from Foxborough, Massachusetts to Vancouver, down to Mexico City, and 13 other locations around the continent. The Kennedy Center hosted the event with performances by Andrea Bocelli, Lauryn Hill, and more. U.S. women's soccer legend Carly Lloyd said having the World Cup on home soil will inspire future generations.
It's going to provide girls and boys with dreams of one day playing in a World Cup.
President Trump joked about the clash of soccer-football terminology.
This is football, there's no question about it. We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff.
Yes. Only 8 teams have won a World Cup, Brazil leading with 5. They won the tournament in 1994, the last time it was held in the U.S. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
It's going to be exciting. Here's a look at the teams. The U.S. will be facing off against Paraguay, Australia, and one of 4 European teams, Slovakia, Kosovo, Turkey, or Romania. The World Cup finals will be held in New Jersey's MetLife Stadium on July 19th. The games kick off on June 11th. Well, right now, our News 6 team is getting ready for the big tree lighting event at Lake Eola in downtown Orlando. We saw crews putting the 64-foot tree together last month that is decorated with nearly 2,000 ornaments and 200 pounds of lights. Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos, Trooper Steve Montiero, and your Orlando community correspondent Mike Valenti are all going to be at tonight's event along with Santa Claus. If you cannot make it out to the tree lighting festivities, News 6 has you covered. We will be live streaming it for you on clickorlando.com starting at 7, our News 6 YouTube page, and the free News 6 app. Ginger Gadsden is in the newsroom with what we are working on for News 6 at 6.
Lisa, parents in Claremont relieved to hug their kids after a gun on campus put East Ridge High School on lockdown today. Coming up, we're hearing from anxious parents after the lockdown was lifted. Plus, an agreement has been reached between Lake County and Kroger as a fulfillment center in Groveland is set to close, impacting hundreds of workers. How much the company will pay for the next steps for county leaders. And a live look now at our beautiful Lake Eola Christmas tree. The News 6 Morning team again will be down there, and your Orange County community correspondent Mike Valenti will officially light it up tonight. We'll be right back. Two high school students arrested after a gun was found on campus.
It's frightening because this is like your worst nightmare.
I'm always nervous as a parent with everything going on these days.
We speak to parents who are still asking, how could this happen? And we're learning more about the final hours of Anna Kepner's life. What we're learning about this case from a parental custody hearing. And we are just a few hours away from the first bear hunt in more than a decade, where you might need to watch out for hunters. This is News 6 at 6. Anxious parents in Claremont lined up on Excalibur Road after they got the call their child's school was on lockdown. Two students were taken into custody after police found guns at the school. News 6's Tylisa Hampton was there with parents as they waited to get their kids.
This is where I saw just car after car of parents anxiously waiting to pick up their kids at East Ridge High. They say that they can't even believe the school went under lockdown after a gun was found on campus. So many telling me that they're thankful no one was hurt.
It's really frightening.
It's a parent's fear picking up their kids from school.
It's frightening because this is like your worst nightmare.
I'm always nervous as a parent with everything going on these days.
Officials with Lake County Schools say a staff member at East Ridge High was tipped off Friday morning that a student brought a gun, sending it into lockdown where the gun was found in a metal lock box. Multiple parents instantly getting calls and texts from their kids.
She called me scared, so yeah, it's really concerning that there was a gun on the property. You just never know what's going to happen.
I just told them if anything happens to hide and don't be a hero.
School officials say two students were taken into custody facing multiple charges, including possession of a firearm by a minor. They also say that no one was injured. But just outside the school, a line of cars, parents anxiously waiting to hold their kids.
I bless God that nothing happened. Yeah, and that she's safe and I'm able to pick her up now.
One student says she was on her way to school when the lockdown happened, now waiting to reunite with her friends.
I never thought that that would happen here, but it was really scary because I have a lot of friends that I saw were here.
Some parents are still waiting for more answers, but thankful they can do so with a peace of mind that their kids are left unharmed.
God is good, so I know everything's going to get taken care of.
And there's still many unanswered questions, but once we have those, we'll make sure to keep you updated. And again, no one was hurt through this incident, and they did make those arrests. Reporting, I'm News 6's Tylisa Hampton.
Breaking news tonight, a group of people arrested after the Lake County Sheriff's Office says someone pulled a gun on a casino employee and the group tried to rob all the people inside the casino. Deputies say that this happened at the Hot Seats Casino in Umatilla at around 1 in the morning. According to arrest reports, 3 masked men came into the casino with a gun, demanding wallets, phones, and the cash in the back. Deputies say they took everything, jumped into a car, and sped off, driving into Pinellas County. That's where they were eventually stopped by deputies and arrested near Lake Yale. We're also asking for more information and any surveillance footage. We'll bring you the latest on clickorlando.com. And more breaking news tonight. A court has partially approved an emergency injunction from a controversial Palm Bay commissioner. Chandler Langevin was under fire for controversial tweets about Indian Americans back in September. He was formally censured by the commission but wasn't removed. He filed an emergency injunction to reverse the decision, and today a judge partially sided with him. He is still censured, but the judge said the commission cannot keep him from speaking at meetings. Developing tonight, Kroger has officially come to an agreement with Lake County to end their partnership and pay the county back for lost funds. This comes after the grocery giant announced it would close the distribution facility in Groveland. According to the new agreement, Kroger must pay the county $46,000 by the end of the month. This is to supplement the money the county put into the facility. The Groveland facility is expected to close February 1st, eliminating some 1,400 jobs. Also developing tonight, a Brevard County man is in jail without bond after prosecutors say he attacked a hotel employee while she was cleaning a room. According to reports, Andreas Moon forced his way into the Cocoa Beach hotel room yesterday after the victim went inside to clean it. He then attacked the woman and tried to sexually assault her before she was able to run away and get help. Moon ran away from the hotel but was later arrested at another business, according to investigators. Now, he saw a judge earlier today facing charges of battery, attempted sexual battery, and false imprisonment. A judge ordered no bond on the sexual battery charge. Moon will have another hearing in January. We're learning more about Anna Kepner's final hours on a cruise ship. She is the 18-year-old from Titusville who was found dead on the Carnival Horizon last month. Now, News 6 investigator Mike DeForest was in court for a child custody hearing today where Kepner's death was discussed.
This recent court hearing was part of a separate child custody dispute involving Anna Kepner's 16-year-old stepbrother. The family says that stepbrother is the only suspect in Kepner's murder.
Did you recently go on a cruise?
This is Chantel Kepner. She is the stepmother of Anna Kepner. Her biological son, a 16-year-old boy, is reportedly under investigation for Anna Kepner's death on a cruise ship. Chantel Kepner is in the midst of a child custody dispute with her ex-husband over their 2 children. That was the purpose of this court hearing. Although the custody dispute was not fully resolved, Chantel Kepner was asked questions about the ill-fated cruise.
So where was their room in relation to your room?
Right across the hall. You walked out my door, their door was right in front of it.
Chantel Kepner testified that Anna Kepner voluntarily shared a stateroom with her 14-year-old brother and 16-year-old stepbrother.
And was she given the option of staying in another room?
All 3 of the kids were.
And would that room have been with Grandma and Grandpa?
Correct.
And they didn't want to do that?
No, they wanted to stay together.
Did they all get along?
Yeah, the 3 of them are like the 3 amigos, they're best friends.
According to the family, Anna Kepner's body was found underneath the bed of her stateroom the morning before the Carnival Horizon returned to Miami. Anna Kepner's father was also in court, but he did not testify and declined to speak afterwards. The stepmom's attorney says they still do not know if the 16-year-old could face criminal charges in federal court or if the case will be referred to state prosecutors. Earlier this week, I reached out to the state attorney's office in Brevard County, where the family lives, and the state attorney's office in Miami-Dade County, where that cruise ship docked. Neither of those offices say they've been in contact with the Department of Justice about potentially taking over this case. Mike DeForest, News 6.
A live look now at the beautiful and dark Lake Eola Christmas tree. It's dark because it's going to officially be lit up in just a few hours. And if this is the weekend you planned on putting up some Christmas decorations, maybe try to get it done tomorrow instead of Sunday. We want to get right over to meteorologist Jonathan Kagas. And Jonathan, we're getting some rain, but not for the entire weekend, right?
Yeah, it's not going to be a total loss. So I want to make sure that to be clear. No rain is in the forecast. We're forecasting rain, but it's not going to wash away your plans completely, especially if you're south and east of I-4. That's where we're going to be on the drier side, I think, even on Sunday. There is the cold front right there. You see the rain associated with it. I think this thing stalls out to our north and west over the weekend, at least for Saturday. That will keep the bulk of the rain to our north for Saturday. There will be a few stray showers trying to sneak in during the day on Saturday, rain chances at 40%. I really think most of the day on Saturday and most of the area is going to be on the drier side on Saturday. Temperatures back to the lower 80s. The higher rain chances come our way Sunday. We're going to pinpoint that timeline at about 6:17.
We saw a poor lady stumbling out of the building in her dog, and the ambulance was right there, thank God.
And those were the moments after a jewelry store and Eustis exploded from one of the people who saw it all happen. Now, the apparent gas explosion happened yesterday, but listen to this. The building doesn't have a gas line, so investigators have been combing the area to try and figure out exactly what happened. News 6's Laverne McGee is in Eustis with the latest.
We were in the front room here organizing clothes for the homeless, and we heard a loud boom.
Deborah Flaherty runs the Open Door Homeless Service program right across the street from the jewelry store where the explosion happened. She says she's grateful no one was killed. You can see how powerful the explosion was. Crews were working a leak nearby, but officials say the store where this happened did not have gas service. It's an older building here on South Eustis Street. The store is gutted, windows blown out, and debris scattered across the block. Fire erupting from the building, sending glass and metal flying.
We saw a poor lady stumbling out of the building in her dog, and the ambulance was right there, thank God.
Gene Riles is a contractor working in the area who's been working with gas lines for over 20 years. He says he's never heard of such a thing happening.
It kind of wakes you up a little bit to know what you're dealing with. Gas lines are up underneath us right now. If there's an explosion, we're done.
Officials say everything inside the building was electrical, but there was a gas leak in the area that TECO crews had just isolated before the blast. Officials asked people to evacuate, but it was not mandatory for everyone. Chief Mike Swanson said in a statement today, "Our crews responded quickly to bring the scene under control." TECO People's Gas provided us with a statement today also that says in part, the incident is under investigation and we are cooperating with local fire department officials who are leading the effort.
So of course, we're very nervous in making sure that nothing happens to us. But the city manager gave the all clear that we were okay to, come back into operation today.
The city of Eustis says one individual was critically injured and airlifted to a hospital. In Eustis, Laverne McGee, News 6.
Tomorrow, the first bear hunt in more than a decade in Florida is set to kick off. As many as 172 black bears could be killed during the 3-week season. The controversial bear hunt was approved back in August. Permits were issued through a lottery-style process. Each person who got a permit is allowed to kill one black bear. There were 172 permits given out, and critics say that's too many.
The emphasis should be on coexistence, trash management, minimizing attractants. With the human population growing, development increasing, that's where the focus should be.
It's another tool for wildlife managers to be able to slowly start to manage population growth so that we don't hit overpopulation or negative impacts on a bear population. We have that additional tool to use over time.
Florida is estimated to have more than 4,000 black bears. And there are a few designated hunting zones across the state. They include the Apalachicola region west of Tallahassee, areas west of Jacksonville, an area north of Orlando, and in the Big Cypress region of southwest Florida. We have more information on the bear hunt and what you need to know on our website. Just head to clickorlando.com. We are officially knee-deep into the holiday season. News 6's Mike Valenti is standing by now. And Mike, Orlando is kicking off Christmas in about an hour or so, and you're there to help.
Yeah, Ginger, that's right. Festivities already underway, and I don't want to brag, no big deal, but we do have a pretty good vantage point, a view of Santa right there. We're not getting that close because we want to be respectful of Santa's time. He's got a lot of kids to meet with. He's got a lot of requests to take, so we're keeping a kind of respectful distance right now. But you can see to my right, there's several food trucks, a lot of options for people to peruse. And then we got the stage on the other side. I'm being told I got to keep this short, but there's so much more we got to talk about, including what's going to be on that stage tonight at 7. You'll hear more about that after the break.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Advent Health.
3, 2, 1.
All right, it is a Christmas tradition here in the City Beautiful, and we are also so happy to be a part of it. For almost 20 years now, News 6 has been proud to be a part of the annual Christmas tree lighting down at Lake Eola. And this year, we're embracing tradition and adding something new. Your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, is live in downtown Orlando. And Mike, besides that beautiful sweater you're wearing, what can people expect to see tonight?
This old thing, I wear this to court too. I wear this most days. This is nothing. But I want to show you what's behind me because due to our dogged journalism skills, we have spotted Santa Claus himself. Here he is in his natural habitat, connecting with kids who I'm sure are talking his ear off, telling him what they want for Christmas, and obviously he's going to fulfill every single one of those wishes. You see a long line right now, kids waiting to get their chance to meet Santa. You also see some food trucks for the adults to peruse, and then I'm going to take you to the other side. You can't really see because the trees are obscuring it, but there's the amphitheater behind me. That is where yours truly and a couple other people from the News 6 team are going to grace the stage along with the band to put on a pretty compelling performance. Obviously, I'm biased, but you're going to want to tune in because that starts on our website, clickorlando.com at 7 o'clock. We're going to be live streaming that performance. That is kind of the precursor to the main event, and that is the tree lighting. Can't really see much now because obviously the tree is not lit yet, but with the help of Santa Claus and Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer, that will come to fruition. This is a 64 feet tall tree. It takes about 5 days for people from the Orlando Downtown Development Board to put it up. It's got about 2,000 ornaments, 35,000 RGB pixels. It is a big deal. It's something that people in Orlando look forward to the whole year. I got to get ready for practice, I think, for this performance because the time to hit the stage is quickly approaching. Around 7 o'clock. Again, you can watch that live stream on our website, clickorlando.com. But for now, we're live from Lake Eola Park. I'm your Orlando community correspondent, Mike Valenti, News 6.
Oh, I know you guys are going to nail it. I have a feeling you're going to all make us all very proud out there, Mike. Break a leg. But not really. All right, thank you. Meteorologist Jonathan Kegas joins us now. Mike is out there. I love his sweater, but it is the wrong night for that sweater. It's a little warm out there, but he's getting us in the mood.
It's the spirit. That's what it is. I know he's sweating out there for sure. Temperature's right around 80 degrees still at this hour. Yeah.
Sweating weather.
That's right. It was warmer, cooler on Halloween night than it is on the first week of December here. Had a live look out downtown Orlando with our Light Orlando delivering Hope Skycam air temperatures. Okay, we've now fallen into the upper 70s. It is 79 degrees at this hour now at the airport. Under those mostly cloudy skies, the breeze out of the west at about 8 miles an hour. We're going to keep things pretty warm overnight tonight with the help of that breezy southerly wind we had and also the extra cloud cover overnight. Oviedo, we're at 77. Wildwood, we are at 73 degrees as we wait for a cold front that's going to change things up a little bit. It's not going to be a total loss this weekend in terms of rain. In fact, I think a lot of us are going to be dry to start tomorrow. Here's 1 o'clock, and this is going to be the deal for the morning and into the afternoon. We will see extra clouds at times, and there will be a few of these stray showers trying to develop off of the Gulf and then sliding from southwest to northeast. That is it. There will be a little bit of dodging to do, but I think a lot of us are going to be on the drier side. So here we go late into your Saturday evening. This will be get towards 8, 9, 10 o'clock, especially northwest of I-4. That's northwest of Daytona Beach, Apopka, Orlando, Kissimmee to St. Cloud. We're going to watch for more scattered showers, maybe a rumble of thunder. Then we'll take another break, and in the morning through about lunchtime, here we go, about 10, 11 o'clock, we have the rain coming in heavy as the cold front starts to nudge its way slowly from north to south. There's lunchtime again, noontime, and then waves of rain continuing through the afternoon and into the early evening through your Sunday. So Sunday, certainly the wetter day, the better opportunity to be outside and be dry. Will be on Saturday, will be on the grayer side, but it still be warm. You see, Monday we start to clear things back out and then bring back some sunshine. In terms of the rainfall over the next couple of days, the heaviest and steadiest rain going to stay with us northwest of I-4. This is through early Sunday morning. with the rainfall coming through. Not a ton of rain south and east of I-4 until we get into Monday morning or Sunday through Monday morning. And even at that, I'm not expecting a ton of rain for us the further south and east you are of Orlando. So for us in Melbourne, Cocoa Beach, you might be wondering what the heck we're talking about in terms of the rainfall. Most of that is going to fall northwest of I-4. You see potentially 1 to 3 inches of rain northwest of I-4. Where we could use it, certainly haven't picked up any rain in Daytona Beach or Sanford or Melbourne or Leesburg just yet. That puts everybody below where we should be for this time of the year. Only 0.02 of an inch in the rain gauge in Orlando a couple of days ago. Still, nonetheless, we are working our way to try to get some rain in here northwest of I-4, especially 66 in Mount Dora. Start tomorrow, 66 degrees in Sanford. Now here's a look at your forecast.
Your forecast is sponsored by Strata Services.
Temperatures tomorrow back to around 80, so still warm. Rain chances as a whole back to 40%. I still think a lot of us are going to be on the drier side, especially for the first half of Saturday if you have plans to be outside. Rain chances do go up to 60%, especially the further north and west you are of I-4. That line will try to fall apart a little bit as it approaches us along the Space Coast. 20% shot for a few lingering showers on Monday. Then that cooler air behind the front settles in early next work week.
Then you can wear the sweater.
That's right. Then it's
All right. Thank you, Jonathan. Sports director Jamie Say is here. And Jamie, Paolo is back.
He is back. You know, the Magic have held their own since Paolo went out with injury, but they're getting their best player back in the fold tonight. More details on the way. Plus, a huge night for high school football teams that are still playing. The state semifinals kick off in the next hour. We've got 4 teams to root for. Next. The Orlando Magic are getting their guy back tonight against the Miami Heat. Paolo Banchero is available to play for the first time in 3 weeks. The star forward has missed the last 10 games after injuring his groin in mid-November. While he's been sidelined, though, Franz Wagner, Desmond Bain, and Anthony Black, Jalen Suggs, too, have lifted the team. The Magic went 7-3 in Paolo's absence, averaging over 120 points per game. We heard from Banchero this morning after shoot-around. He can't wait to get back on the court tonight.
Just happy to be back out there and get to run up and down, compete, and yeah, just be out there for the rest of the year. I'm sure it'll be an adjustment. I'm sure I'm gonna have a lot of adrenaline, but my legs feel very fresh. You know, it's not the same as it was last year where I missed, 30-some games. It's only been 10 games.
All right, go Paolo. The Magic and Heat tip off at 7 at the Kia Center. Miami is one game better than Orlando in the standings. This is the rivals' first meeting since the season opener, which the Magic won. Well, it's the second to last Friday night of the high school football season. At stake tonight, trips to the state championship games. Central Florida has 4 teams in the hunt, and the Lake Mary Rams are one of them. Here's a live look at Lake Mary High School. There's Noah Grubbs warming up. The Rams are about to kick off in the Class 7A state semifinals against Venice from Sarasota County. Game time is at 7 o'clock. Lake Mary can exact some revenge tonight. The Rams lost to Venice in last year's state title game. News 6 talked to quarterback Noah Grubbs about tonight's rematch.
The score starts 0-0. We got to go play by play, drive by drive, move the sticks every drive, and then get in the end zone. We just, like I said, we got to take it play by play and just execute.
Lake Mary hosts Venice at 7 in Class 7A. Jones takes on Port Charlotte in Class 4A. Bishop Moore at Miami Northwestern in 3A. And 3-time defending state champ Cocoa faces Cardinal Mooney in Sarasota in the 2A semis. Well, bowl season in Orlando is nearly upon us. The Cure Bowl kicks off in less than 2 weeks at Camping World Stadium, and we know who is coming to play for the trophy. Cure Bowl announced this morning that USF will take on Old Dominion. Kickoff is Wednesday, December 17th at 5 p.m. Ticket sales benefit cancer research, and since 2015, that game has raised more than $4 million to help fight that disease.
What a fantastic
It's a great
cause.
game. It's a wonderful game.
Thank you, Jamie. And thank you for joining us. We'll see you at News 6 at 9 o'clock. Bye.
Eight, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Rain chances increasing for part of your weekend. We'll have the timeline for your outdoor plans. You stay dry coming up tonight at 11.
3 to 4. Fantastic. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Rain could be heavy at times for part of Central Florida this weekend. Details tonight.